So when I was 8, I asked my mom, what's the meaning of life? I mean, she brought me into this world, so she had to know the meaning behind it all. She thought about it for a second, and she told me to leave the world better than you found it. And that simple but powerful statement lit a spark inside me. It showed me that my story matters, that little 8-year-old me really could change the world, and that we shape the future we are building together. My mom also told me to listen to other people's stories. She told me about my grandpa, who dropped out of middle school in China to work for our family's small corner store. And when we eventually came to America, he bought a soft navy blue suit, dreaming of owning a machine shop. But that dream, it never came true. I mean, he had the skills and the passion, but no one took the time to hear him out or give him a chance. Instead, he served others, waiting tables, washing dishes, all while his dreams went unheard. Years later, I wore his decades-old but never-worn navy blue suit to my first ever professional conference. And God, standing there, I felt incredible, purposeful, meaningful, holding the weight of those untold stories. I became the torchbearer for my ancestors, knowing I stood on the shoulders of giants. But it was a powerful reminder that every time we fail to listen to someone's story, we're missing out on their capability to leave the world better than we found it. So my mom gave me these 2 really powerful life lessons, and I decided to run for a spot on the school board representing nearly 100,000 students at San Diego Unified School District. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, he is too young to serve on a school board. I mean, people question whether someone my age could really make a difference. But every day, that uncertainty will only fuel my determination. I mean, people would see me coming and deliberately close the door behind them to make sure I didn't get in. I know, rude. But I kept pushing because I know the stories, perspectives, and experiences of young people will drive real change, and that we can fill the missing piece. And when I say the missing piece, let me explain. So whenever we tackle an issue, we put together a mental puzzle of what that issue looks like. And we bring together data, statistics, personal experiences, innovative theories, all together to piece together a picture of what that issue actually looks like. And once we have that picture, we act on what we see. But too often, especially in education, but not in other places too, there is a gaping hole, a missing piece. And that missing piece is the stories, perspectives, and experiences of young people. And then when adult experts throw time and money into that picture of the problem, well, those solutions, they fall right through that hole. Think about one of those old-timey Christmas lights. I'm dating myself. But if even... Think about one of those old-timey Christmas lights where if even one bulb goes missing, then the entire string goes dark. Young people won't just fill in the gaps, but we will illuminate the entire path forward. Now, I've seen firsthand the power that young people have when we're actually given a seat at the table. I'm a community organizer, former school board member, and yes, 17-year-old high school senior. And I've dedicated my life to proving that young people are not just part of the conversation, we are essential to finding the solution. And you might be thinking right now, oh, he's so mature for his age. Or, he's only 17, what could he know? Maybe even, are his parents in the crowd? They must be so proud of him. Yes, my parents on the crowd. Yes, they're proud of me. But honestly, focusing on my age too much, it misses the deeper truth. I'm a key piece of the puzzle, just like all of you. Young people everywhere are trying to be heard. It's not just me. And when we embracing these voices will unlock new ways to tackle problems that adults will never see. and when we're finally allowed to fill that missing piece. So in February 2020, when I was 13, COVID hit my middle school hard. And while shifting rapidly to online learning, teachers consulted, rightly so, medical experts, administrators, parents, but they failed to listen to their most important constituent, students. Students who dealt with the daily fallout of digital classrooms. I mean, we spent months cooped inside, longing for connection, staring at a screen. Studying for exams we didn't care about, all while our hope for the future was snuffed out by uncertainty. Even to this day, students are still struggling with chronic disengagement, absenteeism, mental fatigue, screen addiction. And imagine how things might be different if students had been heard from the start. I mean, imagine if we had, culturally sensitive social media lessons about what does healthy social media use actually look like? What if we included students meaningfully about the online versus in-person debate? I mean, what if we used the flexibility of online learning to let students pursue the things they were actually passionate about? What if adults understood that students' perspectives and ideas need to shape the solution? Now, fast forward to my time on the school board, and I had the most success when adults saw me not as an abnormally loud and outspoken teenager, they did, but when they saw me as a key ally, a partner, and a catalyst for change. We flipped the script on declining graduation rates by asking students what they needed directly instead of just making our own broad assumptions. Our unfiltered feedback, straight from the source, led to updated graduation requirements that allowed for more room for self-expression and creativity. And of course, I always enjoyed hanging out with a bunch of teenagers instead of a bunch of, Now, San Diego Unified boasts some of the highest graduation rates in California, and that's what happens when young voices are embraced as a catalyst for change, and we're allowed to fill the missing piece. And it doesn't have to be these major policy shifts either. Students at my school tackled menstrual inequity by raising their concerns, collaborating with administrators, and ensuring menstrual products were in every bathroom. And that initiative wasn't just heard, it was celebrated. And it happened because the students were empowered to speak, and importantly, the adults around them chose to listen. Young people are growing up in a world with a lot of things going on. Huge, huge challenges. Climate change, the mental health crisis, educational shifts, and we want to be part of the solution. What we need from adults is genuine recognition and partnership, that our perspectives hold real value. Young people, we won't just be the leaders of tomorrow. We will be, don't you worry. We'll also be the leaders of today if adults are willing to step aside sometimes and let us into the puzzle. So, if you're looking for lasting, meaningful change, it starts with filling that missing piece. Hear us out, invite us in, trust our capabilities. Our perspectives will lead to breakthroughs that adults will simply never see, and it'll leave the world better than we found it. Just like my mom said all those years ago. Thank you, and thank you, Mom.